Dude, a lot of.
Speaking of gay?
Speaking of gay,
Oh, really?
a guy invited me on a boat party today, and I feel good about it. I feel good. He said, "Yo, dude, got
Now are we live?
oh, we're live."
Oh, it's a great way to start.
What? Are you really that scared of saying gay on air?
No, 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 no.
We could edit that.
No,
Like, what about gay scares you? They legalized gay. Did you know that?
no, 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 no. Not.
Because he used it in the old school way.
Yeah, yeah. I just
that
don't want
is-
people to get mad at me
Yeah.
Okay.
because I was doing a. Yeah. Oh, I'm not scared of homosexuals.
I-
If that's what you're asking.
I mean, it's what it seems like. Not to be accusatory.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Dave was worried that people would take, because people used to say like, "Oh, that's gay," and it was like it didn't mean it was like it meant that was stupid or lame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you can't. And then we stopped using it in that way. And now it's like taboo, but it's still sometimes funny to like throw out there and just because
It's deeply ingrained. It's
Yeah.
deeply ingrained if you did it, for
yeah.
sure.
Well, and we kind of do. We obviously joke around here a lot. We go in and out of characters, just kind of fuck around and
yeah. So like aggressive, ignorant frat guy,
Yeah.
still definitely says it.
Yeah.
like who. By the way, not to put this onto Barrett, but you created the aggressive, ignorant frat guy character of all time, the greatest in Dick Perry.
That's true. I did do that.
So I mean, it's like an homage to Dick Perry.
I'm passing the buck one more time. All written by Ross Bolin.
Oh, okay.
So who is Dick Perry?
When I got started here at Grandex before I was employed full time, we had a like an original content video team,
Okay.
and so one of the recurring series that we did was called Dick's Picks, and I played a character called Dick Perry, who was like basically was like your stereotypical junior analyst at a finance firm or something, and he was a degenerate gambler with like a bad coke habit. And so it was like
Okay.
these 5 or 6 minute videos of me like picking against spreads for the week in college football,
hmm
but then like doing this stupid and ridiculous story arc as well about like what all I was getting into like behind the scenes. And it was as we eventually killed off the character.
Yeah.
And
How'd he die?
he died in a bathtub. I think having his kidneys removed, maybe.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, that's how he died the first time.
He died multiple times.
He did. He died twice. And anyway, as Ross wrote in Dick Perry's obituary, he was a, quote, hyper niche YouTube sensation.
Dude, he's like to this day, it's like my favorite video thing we've ever done. This is like before I was even here full time. And I mean, I guess that like not a ton of people were watching it, but like my friends always would be like, "Oh, did you see the latest Dick Perry?"
It was weird. They would only get like 10 or 12,000 views each, and then the one of the very last ones that we did, right before the first time we killed him, has like 250,000 views on YouTube, and like for some reason that one
So
exploded.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The best one to me is we did a supercut of just like all of the like of just almost every single time like I cursed, and so it's just 2.5 minutes of just vulgarity, and that's the funny one to me. That's the funniest one. To
A
me.
lot of the insults wouldn't fly in 2018.
Probably not.
But that's just part of the character.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of you got to understand what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I'm a proponent of bringing it back.
Absolutely not.
I always suggest it in video pitch meetings.
I watched this documentary about Archie Bunker and that whole genre of TV.
Mhm.
And what they did was it was actually like a civil rights movement in making the bigot look like a dipshit.
Yeah.
It's like they played it up so hard that it made if you believed what this guy was like saying, if you were in alignment with that, like it made you look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, like the Simpsons, like Homer Simpson style.
Right.
Like he's just kind of a doofus, that archetype. So they embodied all the things that they thought were because it was creatives that create those shows. Like everything they thought was a problem, like these really short-sighted views, into one person and made that person an idiot.
Yeah. I actually recently read a profile I think in GQ about Norman Lear. Who
Yeah.
created that show and bunch of other ones. And it's kind of a Hollywood and TV legend. And I was reading a little bit about that, about how Archie Bunker was that, that kind of
and the shit that he was
fool on
like,
purpose.
if you watch that and then go watch like Blazing Saddles, like you
Mhm.
couldn't, there's no way you can make that in 2018.
Right.
I can remember watching Blazing Saddles at my grandpa's house when I was probably like 7 or 8, and feeling so uncomfortable, even at that young age, with some of the stuff. Like I wasn't old enough to understand the jokes.
Yeah,
I just know there was some words being said that I'm like, whoa, that is not gonna fly.
yeah,
I will not be repeating that. And I was like 8, and I knew it, and like, then it finally I kind of understood it, and still going back and watching it, it's like, man, I don't that stuff just that couldn't get made these days. Even if it was making like a larger point, or whatever, it's just like that stuff doesn't fly. You can't even joke about some of the roads that they went down.
no, you can't at all. You
Yeah.
can't. Like this has been covered. We talked about this on a podcast with a buddy of mine who runs PR for a handful of companies, and it's like there's certain things you can't say. Like we started off like you can't say retard, right?
Mhm.
You can, but it's funny because the word, we attach so much meaning to these words, but it really is. It makes sense that you wouldn't like that word was used as in a derogatory way for so long that it's like, well, we kind of lost our privileges because we weren't responsible enough.
Right.
You can't,
There's still
you can't-
a
you
lot of
lost- you
comedians
lost
who
it.
use it though. I hear it quite a bit, and I know enough people now. I've got enough friends who are having kids, and that stuff. Knowing people who have like kids that have mental illness or something like that, it's like, man, if I were to ever slip up and say that around them, I would be devastated.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, obviously they would be too, but like most of them would be cool about it, I think. But I would feel like such an asshole.
well, that's the thing is like none of these words are really worth being like, acting like a dick or being seen like this
Right,
or
exactly.
hurting
No,
someone's feelings.
exactly.
It's like
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
There's just not any. Like there's probably a point to censorship that's a little bit aggressive in some ways, but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, if it's gonna upset someone, like, is it really worth it? Put it out there. But for a frat blog, I feel like you kind of have to play up like this goofy, fucking short wearing jabroni.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
That's the character.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
right.
that's like what we're. I don't want to speak for Madison, but when TFM started out, that's kind of what we were mocking and parodying. Like we weren't doing it saying like this is good or bad, but like it was a real thing that no one was really joking about, at least on like a nationwide level.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, we nailed it. Like Madison and Ryan, they nailed it when they started TFM, and then Dick Perry came along. And we had to kill him off.
Man, I know we're going kind of down a deep road here, but it's like, there've been a lot of people in entertainment, like from the Trey Parker and Matt Stone with South Park, and the writers on the HBO show Veep, and even SNL that have talked about like how hard it is to lampoon politics when it's like so truth is stranger than fiction basically, and it's like it's already satirizing itself, so it's really hard to play on that. And I think some of that happened to Total Frat Move as well. It's like it's almost hard to like those tongue-in-cheek jokes that we were able to make in 2014 or 15, and like have it be like this kind of we're winking at the character in both like a loving and kind of laughing way, and it's like it's a lot more difficult to do that right now because that character is like so attached to stuff that we don't want to be a part of, whether it's like the Me Too movement or just privilege in general.
Yeah. And a lot of it was class, like class warfare or whatever. It was just like us. Oh, hey, Micah. A lot of it was, it's like my dad, trust funds. My dad owns a dealership. That kind of humor.
Yeah.
It's just funny, man. Like TFM would have never have taken off like if we had tried this in 2017.
Oh yeah, no way.
Yeah.
But it resonated with so many people, and we came from the same. Dave and I and Madison all come from the same fraternity, RIP. And we were ripping on this. This is the humor that and even Ross Bolin and these guys that was the kind of stuff we were making fun of ourselves constantly.
Right.
We were very aware that what we were doing was ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely.
It was, and like there was
that was the joke.
That was the joke, and it was funny. And it's even like this with some of the readers of TFM early on. It's like there's people who are in on the joke, and then there's people who see the joke and they don't get it, but they think it's cool, so they kind of are interpreting it like the wrong way. And it was like that in our fraternity. Is like there's the guys who get it, who I think I was one of them,
obviously.
And then the guys who like were like trying very hard to like be that person, that fraternity guy, and taking themselves really seriously. And it's like, oh man, that is such a bad look.
It's a bad road to go down. Then you have to detach from it 5 years after college, and you realize that you just spent a decade in Sperry's and short Dockers.
Next thing you know, you're hitting up Barrett Dudley in his DMs asking for like a style guide.
It's like, yo, dude, I'm trying to buy my first pair of high tops. Like, where do I start?
Dude, I'm 31, man. Do I need to be wearing Sperry's still?
Yeah. I've helped a lot of friends with the post grad jeans. That's
the number one question.
That's always the number one question.
Jeans, huh?
Yeah. It's like it's the graduation from the bleached out cowboy cut Wranglers.
Yeah.
To like something that you can wear out to dinner with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know?
What's the go-to? Because jeans are a funny thing. Like, I got a pair of raw denim for the first time. Making them famous. I like them. I like them for a minute. I like the idea of them.
Yes.
They're kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll go that route again.
Okay.
But I'm a big jean guy. I love jeans are something that are really like I invest a lot of time and energy into trying on and making sure they fit right.
Yeah. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, stretch denim is honestly like that. Everybody's doing stretch now.
Yeah.
So it's raw denim is still it kind of had its day, and obviously still has hardcore fans and all of that. But like, I mean, it's actually what's crazy. I was just strolling through Nordstrom the other day, and it's like some of these brands like Page Denim are pushing performance jeans now, and it's like the majority of the content is not even cotton anymore, which, you know, I don't want that for my jeans personally, but I think it's like the athleisure influence where guys are like all about comfort, and so having a pair of jeans that moves with them, you know, like a pair of Lululemon or Outdoor Forces joggers would is kind of a you know, an attractive idea for a lot of guys out there.
Yeah.
But even this, you know, the more normal stuff, it has like 2% elastane, 2% polyurethane now. And
it's got to. I mean, if you want to sit, if you're going to be sitting in them, especially, that's the biggest thing. I was like, I didn't realize how much of a difference that made.
Yeah.
Like I've really been, I've been digging Ruka jeans have been on point.
Okay.
As of late, and Levi's is coming out with some great stuff.
Yeah.
Like I went hard on Levi's in the wintertime. It was awesome.
Dude, Levi's, I push a lot of people towards that too, because it's always an approachable price as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go spend $200 if you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's funny to think about Levi's because out of college, I had friends who they'd laugh if I tried to wear Levi's, just like the generic 501s, and they were like, "Oh, nice tornado pants or nice dad jeans." But like now, it's like you can pull that look off.
Yeah.
And it's like. I don't want to speak out of turn here, but it's fashionable, or at least you can make it fashionable, at least in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
And you don't have to necessarily be wearing it with cowboy boots. I remember the great Scott Griffo, who's TFM legend. Do you remember Scott?
Yeah, I remember Scott Griffo.
He's
dude.
older than me. I remember.
Did he own the River House? Is that the same?
Yeah.
His sister was. Yeah, she was fun.
So I remember one time at a pledge activity, I look up, I'm looking down, and I see this some loafers, some bare feet, and the tassel, and just some Levi. I know they were Levi's because I could tell from the activity I was doing. I was like very close to it, and I looked, and I could see the stitching on it, and I was like, dude, that's a fucking fit. In my head, I'm like, that's such a good look, and like to this day, I like emulate. I love that look of just some Levi's or just a generic pair of jeans. With just some loafers, no socks, especially in the spring or the summer. Looks great with a good tan.
Deal sleds.
Dude, we're going into summer, and I think this is a big important thing. Is like I don't like wearing shorts. I'm not a shorts. I got long ass legs. I'm a jeans all the time. So some stretch, some performance denim. I don't think I ever want to call it performance denim.
Yeah, Well, like a lot of things with fashion, it's like the name kind of is worse than the actual product.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
What I mean?
But where do you start? The shoe jean combination is always challenging.
Yeah. I'm always happy to say this because it's a message that needs to be heard by all guys. But if you are wearing flip-flops with jeans, girls will make fun of you. They are talking about it. They're looking down at you and they're saying, "Oh my God, that dude is wearing jeans with flip-flops."
Really?
That's really the cardinal sin. Do you do that, Connor?
I've done it previously. Dude, it's just hot. When it's hot, it depends on my. If I'm going full casual, I might be wearing a tank top and like jeans, but I'll roll them up I'll do 2 rolls on the bottom.
You have like kind of like a very like casual West Coast
Yeah, I can
vibe.
pull that off. Though,
And so
yeah.
I can see, how you could pull that off better than a lot
Yeah.
of dudes. But really, what we're talking about here is like baggy daddish jeans with like an untucked button down and your pair of rainbows. And it's
Yeah.
like it's no.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Don't
You
do
can't
that.
you can't do that. Now maybe there's a beach exception for that.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, let's say there's a beach exception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still shouldn't be wearing like baggy dad jeans.
Yeah.
No, because if your jeans are dragging the ground with your flip flops, like that's a junior high look,
Right,
man.
right.
I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're wearing some skinny, I think mine's like more like these jeans I'm wearing now, like skinnier jeans, rolled up twice. Like it's obvious that like my ankles are fully exposed.
Sure.
But again, I know that I don't think it's a good idea. If you're going to the bar wearing that, you're gonna get roasted.
Yeah, you're gonna get flamed.
I'm going to coffee shops and sitting outside.
That's different. I'm curious what your thoughts are on Friday night. You're going to dinner. Let's say you're going to Wu Chow or something, and you got a pair of shorts on. Thoughts on that?
Never.
I hate wearing shorts to dinner.
Big boy pants only at nighttime.
Like I'm 33. I don't need to be wearing shorts to a restaurant.
No, dude. I'm big on jean shorts now. I do rock jean shorts cut off.
Okay.
Tighter than most things.
Yeah.
And they're older jeans that are just worn out.
Yeah.
I cut them off and love that for daytime activities and casual activities. If you're wearing shorts at a restaurant at dinner, like that's just it's a never thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing unless you're on the beach somewhere. Again, beach exceptions. But if you're downtown or you're at Wu Chow in Austin, wearing shorts, like dude,
Yeah, I feel like that person doesn't get respect unless
that person doesn't deserve respect.
unless you've been day drinking and like you just parlay that into a dinner. There's an exception for that.
Yeah.
But like if you're throwing on some shorts, I don't know, Barrett. I've seen you pull it off, and I've tried, I'm sure, but I just don't feel comfortable. I'm too in my own head to pull the shorts
Well,
off.
I mean, just like Connor said a minute ago, it's like if it's nighttime, it's pants. And I've actually, I think I've said that on Touching Base too. It's like that's kind of my rule too. Is like if I am leaving, basically, I think I've even put a timestamp on it. If I'm leaving the house after like 6 or 7 p.m., it's pants. If it's the dead of summer and I've been out and then we like parlay that into something, then I'll probably be in shorts because it's like I'm not usually on a Saturday when it's 98 and we're headed to rainy, like I'm wearing shorts there.
Yeah, and outdoor bars are different than like a dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But if you are headed out for a night on the town, even when it's hot, I wear pants 90% of the time.
Seeing the thing there, my thought with that too, if it parlays into a night and I'm wearing shorts, something like that, I don't want it to look like I'd put those shorts. I want people to know by looking at me and what I'm wearing that I did not go home between me being wherever I was at. It's like this. Obviously, this guy wearing cutoff jean shorts did not intend to put those on to come to this bar. It wasn't like he just got here at 8:30 or 9 or whatever and like got dressed. It was like this guy obviously has been at the lake all day.
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
You can always tell in Austin too. You always see like the pack of like just like frat dudes who like have like wicked sunburns and they're rocking shorts, and they came straight from like Cain and Abel's or something.
Yeah.
And then they're just at Matt's El Rancho about to just black out. Like it's over.
But you got to respect. Those guys deserve respect. But other than that,
I love everything they're doing. I know they're about to make terrible choices. But.
Yeah, we were all there. So we went. Let's go a little bit more into the shoe game because you said loafers. I can't pull that off. We got one pair of Sperry's that I've had forever. Love them to death. I'll rock those. No socks, jeans, every now and then. Maybe some shorts. But what are the other shoe options we're talking about here?
Man, I'm a big sneaker dude. And like, when I say I'm a sneaker guy, like I'm talking about, I span the entire range. So I've got everything from like your classic Converse Chucks, basically.
Everybody's got to have a pair of Chucks.
Yeah. To like slip-ons from Vans or CVs or something like that. And then like for me for like nights out for nights out. And I'm wearing jeans or pants, I'm usually wearing like something even nicer than that, like from like Common Projects or something like that.
Yeah. So what was the last thing you said?
The brand is called Common Projects, and it's like a high-end leather sneaker, basically.
High-end leather sneaker.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Dave, what are you rocking?
That's so far ahead of me.
That's next level.
I'm very simple. You mentioned CVs. I'm a big CVs guy. I've got a pair of driving loafers. I think they're Kohan.
Yeah.
And then I've got some like steel sleds. just with like the what do you call it with the little tassel, the
The
silver,
bit.
the bit loafer, yeah.
Bit loafer.
The classic deal sled, and then I've got tennis shoes, like a couple pairs.
Yeah.
But if I'm going out, I'll probably wear like a driving loafer. I'm pretty comfortable in those, or the CVs. The tie-up CVs, it's very comfortable,
Yeah.
durable.
That's a good look. That's a Vans look. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to go in Vans at the mall like a year ago. I was like,
You went into the store Vans.
Wait,
That's a
into the
mistake.
store.
That's a mistake.
I walked in.
Yeah, let's take listeners take that home. The
Yeah.
Vans store is a mistake.
Walked in. I looked around. People looked at me. Nobody came up and helped me, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to be here." So I just walked my ass right out of there because I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to be in this Vans store."
No, dude, you need to go to like a Service Menswear on South Congress. That's my spot.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
what do you do for the summer? You stick with boots all summer?
Man, I'm a big boots guy. I grew up wearing boots a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of slip-ons.
Uh-huh.
I'm wanting these Red Wing boots so bad.
Yeah.
I just can't fork over $450 for a pair of boots. But
For
it will
Red
happen.
Wings,
They're sick, man. They're the heritage, and then they're just dressing them. Like, it makes me so frustrated. I'm like, these did not cost more to make than your like $120 work boots, but
I
they're
mean,
snazzy.
probably not, but with Red Wing Heritage, you get made in the USA. You
Mhm.
get like super high quality leather.
Yeah,
And the thing is, you'll have those for
forever.
25 years.
They don't
you
even
know?
look good for 2 years.
No. Yeah, exactly. Like they need to be beat to shit. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah. So,
Perfect. But for me, in the summertime, I do a lot of Converse and a lot of Vans.
Yeah.
That fits the whole vibe. If I'm leaving the house at night, I may put some boots on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the move. But it just depends on what's going on. But I keep it pretty casual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't wear a lot of shirts with buttons on them.
Yeah.
I left boots out. I'm a big fan of wearing boots, but like in the summer here when it's like 85 at night, it is a little warm.
And you're talking about Western boots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy boots are a whole different, like lace
Yeah.
ups, like lace ups that
Yeah.
are like the ones I'm wearing now. But they're so much more flexible and breathable than the pair of cowboy boots will roast you.
Yeah.
And they slide around when you get sweaty. And that's not the move.
No, not at all.
I don't even do it in the wintertime anymore. My Luke Casey's just sit at home and.
Really? That's too bad. You'd
I
be
know,
like
it's-
7'1" with boots on.
I try to make them work sometimes. Every now and then I do. If I'm doing something that requires boots, if I'm going dancing or something. But that's the thing about the shoe option, man. There's so much variability.
Yeah,
but your
yeah.
shoes say a lot about you. Like we have 3 very different tastes.
Mm-hmm.
I do love a good pair of sneakers. Like if I could find a pair of Jordans that I really like, that's
Mhm.
gray and white Air Force Ones that I want so bad.
Yeah.
That are looking good, and it's just I wear a size 15, so like a sneaker can. That's why I like Vans and
Yeah.
Converse and some boots that have a real like thin leather to them.
Right, because like low profile, little
Exactly.
sneaker. Yeah.
But
yeah,
if I put
yeah.
a high top on and it's like if it's not a neutral color, like
Yeah.
I look like a 12-year-old going to basketball practice. Like this just not cool. You know?
See, I love a good sneaker too. One thing I just got over this hump. I think I was talking to Barrett about it. I wanted to get into the Adidas stuff, like the Boost, but I was like, man, I felt out of place going and trying on shoes at the mall, just because I don't look like the dude who's gonna go buy Boosts, right? Like the Adidas, the whatever,
Mhm.
the Ultras, and I just manned up and got a pair. And I love them now. And like
Really?
now it's everything I can do not to spend my next paycheck on sneakers. I
They're-
love it.
It's one of those things when you get into it, you're
It's a-
into it.
it's
I
a-
look
it's a
at
dangerous
Ross.
game, yeah.
Ross Bowen walks in here with like a new pair every day. I'm like, damn, I don't even like those, but I want them.
Dude, y'all wearing Yeezys?
I have one pair.
I draw the
Um,
line at Yeezy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've tried for several, but like have never been willing to pay resale, and I've gotten through on the website one time. So I've got
Yeah.
one pair of Yeezys.
You like them?
Yeah, they're not as easy to wear as I thought they were gonna be.
Mm.
They're like wider on the foot than they look. It's weird. It's weird. They're. I'm glad I have a pair.
Yeah.
They're like they're fun to fuck around with, but I wouldn't be like forking over $600-700 for a pair on the resale market.
Yeah, dude, I can't get with it.
Yeah.
I haven't ever had a moment in my life where I'm like, yeah, I want some of those.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it hasn't done it for me.
You know what else happened is that it got like it started skewing like super young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
high schoolers are obsessed with Yeezys. And I just figured this out the other day. That's who is driving all the Supreme hype as well. It's kids in high school.
Oh yeah, Supreme is a high school brand.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not realize that.
Yeah, I never really understood what Supreme was. I had a buddy who was kind of into like some LA fashion stuff.
Uh-huh.
And dude, I went to some stores he referred me to when I was in LA, and I fucking hated all of them.
Yeah.
It was trash. It was so bad.
What all you hit up?
I can't even remember. Honestly, it was like over a year ago.
Okay.
It was just one of those things where none of it made sense to me. Like it's just I have this like very very straightforward. Like I'm a large dude.
Yeah.
So I don't have to put a lot. Like the more I stand out, like it doesn't really.
Sure.
My biggest fear is looking like I'm trying too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
At really anything. Probably limited my success in life.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm alright with it.
I mean, guys like Steve Jobs and Barack Obama and Mark Zuckerberg, man, they all like they go with the uniform basically because of what's called decision fatigue.
Yeah.
And it's like basically for them, they have so many other important decisions to make in their life that it's like they don't want to be trifling around with like pulling shit out of a closet. You know what I mean? And you have to respect the hell out of that. I think.
It's like Steve Jobs pulled that. That's why we're always wearing that fucking turtleneck.
Exactly. It's like here's what I like. Here's what fits me well. I'm just gonna have 100 of these.
Yeah. Tucker Max does that with Lululemon t-shirts. He
Yeah.
only wears Lululemon t-shirts unless he has to wear a suit for some kind of event. But even then, he's like usually very underdressed. And
Yes,
it's like,
that's like
I can do that with the Outdoor Voices T-shirts.
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah.
It's funny. We do these write-ups, these style guides on PGP. People, we'll put Outdoor Voices on there because you can get it on Man Outfitters, and people are like, "Who would ever spend that much on a T-shirt?" And like, I don't ever go in and clap back on these commenters, but I'm thinking, dude, if you had this T-shirt, it's the greatest T-shirt ever. It's like my favorite item of clothing that I've purchased in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I wear that gray one all the time.
Dude, the Lululemon t-shirts that I have, they're called 5-year basic tees.
Well, yeah.
I've legit had over half of them for over 5 years. And they still fit awesome.
Yeah.
I wore one yesterday. And it's like there's a white one that I wear all the time. Is like it's 6 years old and it's getting to the point where I probably need to replace it. It's a V-neck, but I'm like, yeah, so I spent $55 on a t-shirt that lasted me 5 years. Like,
dude, cost per wear, man.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that.
There is definitely. So let's keep working up. Let's try and stay on, not to go too tangential. So we talked about jeans. What are some other like appropriate leg prisons that we can find ourselves in for different? Let's say like we'll use the going out, like casual wear during the day, depending on your lifestyle. Like there's a lot there, but like going out at night, like I can't find myself. I see it a lot. I cannot do the jogger thing.
Okay.
Like it doesn't work for me. I don't know why I feel like too leisurely. I think that maybe because I worked in the gym environment for so long that like I just feel like I'm going to like the gym.
Yeah.
It just feels strange to me. But I'd like to hear y'all's feedback on that.
Man, I've got a few pairs of basically, I mean, the chinos, man. Just in an updated like modern fit.
Really?
They kind of like fit like jeans.
Yeah.
That's kind of my alternative. I'm wearing joggers today, but I actually don't even really like these things.
I feel like people wear them because everybody's wearing them, and if you have small calves, then you look fine.
It's like it was cool for a while because it was an easy way to show off the shoes, right?
Mm.
And but yeah, it's they've gotten a little ubiquitous to me. You see them all the time.
I've seen some really bad versions of joggers out there.
Yeah.
I was at Nordstrom's recently too, and I was looking at some of the ones that they're selling, and they've got some bizarre ones that I can't imagine anybody would wear.
Yeah.
Well, Nordstrom does that. They take some risks in their inventory for sure, just to see people in there and give it a shot.
People do.
And their sale racks are a graveyard for dumb shit.
Oh man. No, I like the joggers though. I picked up a pair, and I don't wear them like if I'm going to the store maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really wear them to the office, but maybe if I'm going to brunch or something on a weekend.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't like being out at bars wearing them. I feel a little bit too. I don't know. I feel like people are gonna look down and like catch like a shot of my dong or something if I'm standing the wrong way.
You know what I pull out all the time for summer though is white jeans.
I had my pair of washed out white jeans that I got from Bonobos, which is a great store by the way.
Yeah.
Super reasonably priced. Ripped the other day. Okay, they ripped. I had them for a little over a year. They looked it up. They took those things back and they're fun to me.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I'm not going to go use that money to go buy some Levi's. that will last forever. But the light jeans, man, it's a good move. I love that move.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many compliments on that look.
Yeah, it's very summery.
Yeah, and I've been into gray and black jeans or something I moved into. I'm getting a lot darker now. I think the Westworld I went black hat.
Yeah,
I went black hat in 2018.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Black jeans are probably my favorite. Like that's like my kind of go-to. But it's tough in the summer sometimes.
It is. What do you think about ripped jeans? What's your thought there?
I'm not throwing out the pairs that I own. I do have a couple pairs with like the knee blowouts, and I still put them on occasion. But I think it's I think we've hit peak distressed denim, and so I'm not really like looking to continue down that road.
Yeah.
It's like it was kind of like throwbacks to 90s grunge, like Nirvana, like Kurt Cobain style, just in kind of like natural, kind of like don't give a shit look.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got so like that just kept spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's like now you got rips and shit in places where you would never get a rip in your jeans.
Dude, true story about ripped jeans. There was a rip in the right side back pocket of these jeans, right?
Yeah.
And I jumped into my car one time, and it hooked on the seat and just on the seatbelt thing, and just ripped. It just ripped. I was like, dude, I now have no right pocket. That's where my wallet goes, and I didn't realize that's what happened. I kind of felt it. I was like, oh, I wonder what that was. And I get out of my car, my wallet just falls through my pocket.
Yeah.
So I wear those jeans now. I've got to put everything on the left side. I can't even drink in them because I'll be like, oh, I'll just slide my wallet right through, and I'll have it on the floor of the bar somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's like, what's the purpose of putting a rip on the right side pocket? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, those jeans were gifted to me, and they're going to end up being shorts, like I was talking about earlier, but they're just blown out all over the place. But you got to know when you're buying ripped jeans, you're buying ripped clothes. Like, they're going to deteriorate faster. You can't wash them as much.
That's absolutely right.
Can't wear them as much, and they're just as expensive.
Yeah, you're not going to get much out of me on this because I'm anti-rip.
Yeah, I would love to see you in a pair of distressed jeans.
Well, if you knew me in 8th grade when I was like in my skater phase, I was the closest I got was fraying the bottom of my jeans of like probably Jenkos or my Lee pipes or something, and you cut them, and then to get the look you wanted, you'd have to wash them over and over again so the fray would really come out.
Yeah.
And that's when you knew. That's when you knew who like the real skaters were.
Did you do the thing in high school where you like notched your jeans?
Yeah, you talking about the little slit?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I have
It's
no
a
idea
bad
what the fuck
look.
you guys are talking
It's a trash look.
It was like
awesome.
It was popular to right on the bottom of your jeans, like on the hem, to just like cut right up the seam, and so that they would kind of like
on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to do that.
little-
Yeah.
Yeah.
used to do that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant on the back. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you did open them up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Lucky Brand would sell them that way
I
too.
probably.
Lucky Brand was the go-to. I dated a girl whose family was super wealthy when I was in high school, and she introduced me to sevens like early on. And so I was ruined for the longest time.
Yeah, they were kind of the first ones on the scene in the designer denim game.
When it was being tall too, it was like they were the only ones that were made to him. So it was like that. I could just wear them straight up, and it was so nice. Otherwise, jeans would just like shrink up, and then it was not a good move.
Are they still around?
7? Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah, they're super premium now.
I'm an AG guy. I like AG a lot. I've had good experiences
brand.
with them.
Yeah.
This is not sponsored, by the way.
It's not sponsored by it, but dude, I really want a Levi's partnership somewhere somehow. Like if anybody listening to this pod is close to Levi's,
That'd be good.
Like
they've got some good marketing too. I like a lot of their marketing.
Oh, it's so good. And then moving on up, so we got. I think so. Levi's, AG, 7's super high end, but it's nice to have a pair of 7s to wear something nice with a casual, button down you can get on. What is it? Not rowdy gentlemen.
Man Outfitters.
Man Outfitters. Yeah. Check out that. You guys have Levi's on there too.
We do have Levi's.
Yeah. So then we're going.
We got to connect. We can work this.
We can work.
We're gonna get you hooked up.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I've been wearing too much Levi's stuff to be paying for
We're
it.
gonna take you down to that Tanger outlet in San Marcos, and you're gonna run wild in that Levi's outlet.
Yeah, that's killer content. So, and then Ruka jeans. Great. What are the brands? Am I missing any brands?
Oh man. For like a lower price point, also
Let's say 100 or less.
Yeah,
100-ish.
I really like Uniqlo.
Okay.
It's like the Japanese version of fast fashion, but it's like they unlike Zara and H&M, they don't really get like too trendy with anything. So they do really, really good basics, and obviously they're producing like hundreds of thousands of units. So you actually think for me, like, you buy something from H&M or Zara, and it's like, I'm gonna wear this twice, and then it's gonna be ruined once I wash it. Uniqlo does like really good basics at a very, very low price point, and their jeans, like the white pair that I was actually talking about earlier, I've worn them for like 3 summers at least now, and they're still great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Love that.
So,
$40 or $50 on a pair of Uniqlo
while we're
jeans.
talking white jeans, so I've got a Cabo trip next week.
Mm-hmm.
I probably need to get some white jeans before I go. Right?
Yeah, dude.
You should stunt in some white jeans, man.
Damn.
Head over to you got to go by Service Menswear though. I know I'm gassing these guys up pretty hard, but that place is the jam. And it's so small. It's only a men's store. It's on South Congress. It's kind of like Stag Provisions, which is also a great store, but super high end. And there's just not that much in there. You go in there and get exactly what you need and get out. It's the move.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure I get that name from you after the pod, because I will forget but I'm legitimately gonna do this.
No, it's so you want to get a pair of Vans, you can get a pair of Vans there too, without going to the Van store.
There you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
Dude,
That's the only thing keeping me from Vans is my bad experience.
Yeah, you had a bad. That shouldn't keep you from Vans, you know.
I just felt like, dude, I can't walk into Vans with a bald spot. Damn. I was like, what am I doing,
dude? Yeah, some kids on some handboards could have clowned on you.
I got pwned and I didn't even know it. There's probably a meme out there of me. And I don't even realize it. I'm like just like texting, my shoulders hunched over like a goober. Jesus.
So let's go shirt. Let's go. Let's keep moving up. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get three different things here. I think from all of us are pretty variable when it comes to that. Dave, let's start with you on this one.
Let me ask you this before we jump into it. What's your audience like? Are they gonna be like, who are these motherfuckers like telling me what to wear? Like, why do these guys care so much about fashion?
It just came through. We never talk about this shit. And this thing is like
Is
a lot of
new?
our audiences.
Okay.
A lot of my audience has actually come over from like PGP and a lot of Grandex stuff. So I think this is gonna be good stuff. But I also have a different look.
Because let me just. I know you're gonna do an intro. Barrett knows what he's talking about. I trust everything Barrett says. Now he may wear stuff that I would never dream of attempting, but I know what he's doing. Anything he's done, he's thought it out and like he's looked at it like analytically. Me, on the other hand, like I'm the dude who's making those decisions and distressing like over them, like in my closet. Like I'll put something on and like I'll get in my own head. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. That being said, my summer aesthetic is a short sleeve button down, halfway unbuttoned, just showing the sternum, little chest hair.
Halfway unbuttoned.
It depends on how the night's going.
Okay.
Depends on if we're doing woo chow, yeah. If we're doing like Bob's Steak and Chop House, I'll button it up. You know, I'm respectful. But yeah, shirts like my best shirt is a Tommy Bahama short sleeve button down. It's that pink one. I wear it like once a month. And it's like the only shirt they've ever made that wasn't made for like a 65-year-old retiree.
Right. Yeah,
like John Boehner.
They got the sizing on you, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. But shout out to Tommy B because everybody thought they wanted to wear Tommy Bahama in college, and they went and tried on their T-shirts, and they went like halfway down your forearm. It's that. It's anything you can get on Man Outfitters and some of the RG T-shirts too. So.
Yeah.
Good plug.
That was
solid plug.
I'm not trying to be a shill, but that's true.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Everybody's trying to get paid. Stack paper over here.
Yeah. I got a family.
You have a wife.
It's family.
You have a dog even?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're looking.
Okay, cool. What kind of dog are you looking for? Let's not derail this too far, but I want to hear about this.
She really likes golden retrievers, as do I. She really, really likes Great Pyrenees, which they're just giant and they're tight as hell. But yeah, that golden doodle. My parents have a golden doodle. Shout out to Sophie. Great dog. She'll be celebrating her 10th birthday here very soon.
Oh, nice.
So we're not opposed to a designer dog.
No, they're the move, man. The golden doodles are a great dog.
Aren't they cool?
Yeah, they're great.
You had one on your Instagram story, not a golden doodle, but like a cool looking dog that was distracting you today.
Yeah, I decided I need a little dog. I want a little dog that can just hang out with me like that.
I think you could pull off a little dog.
Yeah, it's nice. I have a big dog. I mean, I had a big dog for a long time. A big golden doodle. They're
really?
Great. Yeah, he's a fantastic dog. He's the best dogs ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back to T-shirts. We got a couple of button-down short sleeves, and I just feel boxy as shit. Like they aren't long enough for me. I can't pull it off. I think it looks fine, but to me it feels weird.
That's definitely the look though. It's like kind of like cuts off right at your belt line or just slightly below that. Like a little roomier, a little baggier. Like that's for sure. I mean, it's a good look.
Okay, so and as Dave said, Barrett is the advisor here.
Yeah, no,
He's
I mean,
so it's good to know that because I felt goofy as shit.
No, I'm sure you look great in it, dude.
Oh, thanks, dude. I'll wear it out with you guys next time.
Good. Yeah.
So what's your top? What's your top of choice going out?
Oh man, I mean, I don't really have a dissenting opinion here. I'm a big T-shirt guy these days, and it's like that's one of my favorite things that's changed about fashion in general in the last 3 years. Is that like T-shirts are completely acceptable, going outwear at this point. Man, so like I really haven't bought like a many long sleeve button downs over the last 2 years. Like that's I'm really all about like comfy drapey T-shirts with a little wider neck, kind of kind of sexy for men almost. You know what I mean?
What does that even mean?
Like it's like it. I don't like a t-shirt that's like got a little bit wider of a neck, so you can kind of see that tan, see that clavicle bone a little bit. You know,
that's
like
hot.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like just something that's a little bit different than just your classic, crew neck, high neck t-shirt. And then I'm right there with Dave, man. I love a good short sleeve button down, especially one with a camp collar. That's like the kind of like folded Hawaiian style, kind of like open
Okay.
up top.
Yeah.
So some of them just have like a regular shirt placket and then button, and then you just unbutton and it's just like a regular shirt up there, and that looks great too. But the camp collar is like even kind of more casual, even more summery, even more. I'm here to have a couple of drinks and get the party started.
I like that move.
Yeah.
So I got a question. This came up the other day. On the short sleeve button down, buttons on the collar. Now, our good friend of ours, Blake Rogers, said that you're a piece of shit if you don't button the buttons on your collar in college. I was with a friend of mine. So it was me and another friend of ours, Daniel Smith, who was one of my pledge brothers. And we were talking about that and how he had told us both that and he was 100% serious. And I've taken that with me every time I don't button the buttons on my collar. I'm like, man, I must be a piece of shit. I've internalized that, and I want to hear. I think Barrett. I think you guys both have the capacity to right that wrong, if it is wrong indeed.
It's a bad look. You could probably pull it off more if you are doing a short sleeve button down,
Yeah.
because it's a little bit less formal. But it looks like somebody who rushed out of the house, who like their Uber was waiting on them, and they didn't have time to do that. It's equivalent to me of like not having collar stays in your button down shirt, and you have like the wrinkled, bacon collar thing going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're a piece of shit. I'm not ready, but you're in the ballpark.
Okay.
Like you could go there. It could veer off course real quickly for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about how it's executed, really. So kind of like what you're saying, it's like if the lack of buttoning down that collar means that the collar is kind of like awry and like flying all over the place, and it looks like you forgot to button it down. That's one thing. That's not a good look.
Yeah.
But if you just kind of have them unbuttoned because you want the collar to like lay a little bit differently, and you kind of like pulling it off in a casual devil may care way, then that works. You know? The collar just needs to. It's all about just look at the collar, and if it looks crazy, then it's not good. If it looks okay, then go for it.
To me, it's in the same category as somebody who takes a shirt off a hanger and has the hanger marks on the shoulder and just forgets about it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, well, you just didn't take the time. You were just careless. You were in a rush, which that's understandable. But like that's the look. That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. It's funny because I looked at that and I had the buttons buttoned on the short sleeve I was wearing the other day, and I was like, I just don't feel good about this. It just didn't feel right. And I was with the girl I was with. She was like, it was my roommate's girlfriend. I was like, what do you think about buttoned or unbuttoned? She's like, unbuttoned one. Looking down, it was like, I just can't. I couldn't do it. I had to unbutton them, but it laid.
But if it lays,
nice.
yeah,
yeah, it wasn't all over the place.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just because I just want to give that. I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
the
judge
only
me.
time I will endorse buttoning buttons, is on the collar.
On the collars. Other
Yeah,
than
otherwise,
that,
just
leave,
keep- you
leave,
don't even
leave
Yeah,
have
it open,
this guy's
yeah.
over here half unbuttoned at Wu Chow,
Yeah,
giving me shit for not buttoning my collar.
and that's
down.
fair. That's a completely fair critique.
God,
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
what's this guy? You got your chest hair hanging out,
I don't
sweating
even
on
have
people.
chest hair.
Do you not?
I got a little bit. Nothing impressive.
Dave, tell us about your go-to summer cocktail.
Oh man, this summer I'm either drinking the El Dave or the Dave.
Okay.
So, is that what you were looking for?
Uh-huh.
Now you probably know this, and stop me if you've heard this one before. But the El Dave is essentially the tequila, preferably the Avion, or not. Casamigos.
Casamigos. Yeah.
Espolón is a good one.
I
too.
like Espolón.
You could do that with a soda water,
Mm-hmm.
Topo Chico, or I've been dabbling with the Waterloo,
Okay.
ice, and a little bit of a lime.
Okay.
That's the El Dave. Everybody knows that.
So that's basically a ranch water with maybe a little bit less lime.
I think some people call it that. Yeah.
Okay.
Most
Yeah.
people call it the other thing. and then
The El Dave.
And then
Okay.
Connor, as
All
you
right.
know, the Dave is just the it's a vodka soda with lime,
Okay.
and the soda is generally the Waterloo or the Topo Chico. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
The Dave
'Cause you
and the L
asked.
Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm into that. Those are actually my two go-to drinks.
really.
I've been calling them something else though. I don't know why.
Well, really.
I'm kind of.
You're a small town guy.
Yeah, I go to some niche bars, so I've been calling those something else. That's funny. I feel like I'm really out of the loop here. I'm like, we'd walk around with my buttons unbuttoned on my collar and calling
Yeah, you
vodka
haven't
sodas
been
and
calling
lime,
those. Yeah,
not
no.
Dave.
You're
Oh,
a-
man.
So those are good summer drinks though, right?
Those are great.
I
Yeah,
think they're
that's so great.
As far as like not taking in a bunch of sugar
Yeah.
or a bunch of just crap, food coloring and stuff. I
Yeah.
think those are good choices.
I mean, people have got summer fits down. I mean, yeah, summer drinks and summer like activities. I think is where people get caught up. I mean, for me in the drink game, like I go with Dave and L Dave almost exclusively, or just tequila on the rocks.
Ooh.
But that's my thing. Depends on where I'm at, what I'm trying to, what vibe I'm trying to resonate with. But
That's the Dave after dark.
so what?
Excuse me, bartender. I'll have one Dave after dark.
Oh, you mean the dad? Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
The DAD.
So would you go? What do you think about this move? Going tall glass, pint glass, Dave. What would you call that? Like, so you need a little more water and they're a little more hydrated. You're gonna have to go back to the bar as often. Fully free to go with a double there.
Wow. The double Dave?
Would it be the double Dave?
I think it's the double Dave.
Or what
That's
would,
aggressive, man.
that's my. I think, what would we call the L Dave? L Dave Double?
The double. Is that right?
Double Dave?
Double Dave.
Yeah.
We're onto something here.
I think there's something to it.
We got to get back on touch and base and explore this more.
They hate it. They're gonna hate that this even happened here. Dude, do you drink? Are you a beer guy?
A little bit, man, but I can't do too much of it.
Okay,
Gluten,
I
you know?
say
I
this-
decided that I have a gluten allergy.
Really?
Yeah, I just decided. I manifested it within myself.
You should definitely tell everybody about it.
Classic millennial.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes me feel less woke, and then I have trouble having conversations.
Man, like, so I'm drinking a beer right now. Full disclosure, but generally speaking, when I go out to dinner or if I'm going out on the weekend, I don't really like drinking beer. I don't like how I get bloated,
Yeah.
and maybe it's the gluten thing, maybe it's contagious, maybe I got it from you.
I think you
don't
probably
know.
got it from me.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. I've been rubbing it off on people. Actually, all my listeners are now gluten sensitive too.
Oh,
That's a
Sorry,
shame.
guys.
hate to see it. But yeah, I don't like high school, and I guess even in college is like I drank like 15 beers, over like a period of like 8 hours or whatever. I was a lightweight, still am. But like now, the thought of drinking more than 4 beers in one outing, like I'm gonna be miserable.
That is,
No.
it's truly incredible to think back on those college days when you would have double-digit beers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
not gonna happen
wild.
again.
That is wild that we were able to do that.
Unless
Getting beer drunk in itself is amazing to me now.
Yeah.
That, like people that do that, I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing? How?
let me clarify. There's exceptions. Now maybe tailgating. Like if I'm at tailgate, then I can probably make it happen. Or like I think we're going to talk about later, if I'm on a boat or a body of water,
Yeah.
that kind of situation, or like a pool,
True.
then I can throw them back. But
Look, I'm still not hitting like 8 beers
I'm
though.
probably not either, dude.
Like maybe 4 or 5.
I hit 6 and I want to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll ruin your night real quick.
And
You know.
I pee a lot.
Yeah.
I do,
that's not,
man.
That's
I
not a
don't-
good move, man.
No,
It's too much.
It is too much.
I'd rather be putting my mouth on a Dave. You know what I'm saying?
You said it best, man. You know what's up.
Or a double Dave if you're me.
Yeah.
I also have big ass hands, and the little glass just feels like I'm like drinking a little.
That's
out
not
of a thimble.
That's not empowering for you.
Yeah, unless it's just tequila by itself in there.
You need to own your gigantism.
Dude, when I was like 17, we get this guy to go buy his beers. He wouldn't buy me regular sized beers. He'd only buy me tall boys. And I couldn't get. He was like the dude that bought the beers. I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna drink these tall boys.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
Damn.
I think I enjoy being a large human being though. It's
I was-
not a bad move.
I was watching the Andre the Giant doc on HBO
yeah.
last
He was
night.
so big.
Highly recommend it.
I need to watch that. I
It's
heard
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, it shouldn't shock you because he was a monster of a human. He would put back, Ric Flair told a story. He once was with him and when they went out drinking, he drank 106 beers
Oh my
throughout the
God.
course of like a day and night. And like they were like these people, like the guys who did the Princess Bride,
Uh-huh.
I guess it was Rob Reiner who directed it.
Yeah.
They were telling a story about like in the morning, he's a French guy, the Andre the Giant was. He would legitimately drink like 7 bottles of wine. he was just able to put back just crazy, inhuman amount of alcohol.
Dude, this is putting the Wade Boggs beer on the plane story to shame.
It's Wade Boggs is done. That tale is over. Like I'm telling you, watch that documentary. It's awesome.
Damn, that's fascinating. That's a lot of booze.
When's the last time you drank 106 beers?
2014.
Yeah.
The entire year, maybe. Not even probably 2012. I don't even know. Yeah, but not a huge beer guy. But 106 beers in the course of a night. I think Ric Flair could probably do that. There's nothing I don't think Ric Flair can do.
He probably tried to hang. He maybe got to 60.
We met him last year.
You met Ric Flair.
He came by. He did the.
He was in the video with Offset, right? For
Yeah.
Ric Flair drip.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a hell of a song.
He's got a great
Yeah,
social
good song.
media team. The guys who help him with that stuff.
It's really like, talk about a guy having like, kind of a renaissance late in life.
He's just slinging merch.
He's more popular now than he has been in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely in the resurgence. He
Yeah.
became cool again. He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like that. That story you tell. It's like a really strong story you have,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to quit telling it for a few years until you're like around new people and everybody's kind of
Yeah.
forgotten about it. And then you bring it back.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
Well, he's been aided too by like a lot of the. I mean, he's been a focal point in hip hop for a long time. Like
Yes.
rappers will constantly drop his name.
Yeah.
You
You got
want-
the NFL teams like doing like the like that's like one of their like hype things is they'll be they'll do the what is it? It's like
The,
limo
the
riding,
wheeling dealing.
jet flying,
Yeah.
wheeling dealing,
Wife
kiss
stealing.
stealing, wife stealing. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, you gotta. I would love to get some off-camera Andre the Giant stories from Ric Flair because you could tell as he's telling these stories, like he's got this look and this laugh where it's like it's just kind of like if you only knew, he's just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about all the girls that Andre would have. Like,
Can you imagine?
No.
He's such a large human being. That's so. Like, what would that even look like? I would watch that.
well, he's a size 22. That was his shoe.
Jesus
Andre the
Christ.
Giant and Ric Flair. They were like, so they clearly asked him like, well, what do you think it was about Andre that made all the girls, drawn to him? And he's like, he's a size 22. And he says it, and it's creepy because it's old Ric Flair, and you're just like, oh, dude.
Ric Flair's a
okay.
little creepy now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody wants to see.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see like an old dude being pervy.
No,
I don't.
no,
Maybe
I
I'm
don't want
wrong here.
to. Barrett,
No,
I think we're unanimous on no
Yeah,
pervy on it's
Hard
not
pass.
even the perv away from the old dudes.
I guess nobody wants to see anybody too pervy, but like especially when it's like at that level, you're like, all right, we get it. He's Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
Size 22.
Damn,
Size 22 doesn't seem that huge.
that's huge, dude.
That's
You're a
really big.
15, that's all-
15.
That's
a-
seven
like,
sizes.
That's like a like, and think about the girth we're talking about there too on the foot. Like that's just a big ass foot.
It was probably a custom shoe.
Like Shaq wears like a 22, I think.
Is Shaq
Now
a
that-
22?
Is he? I
Something
thought
like,
his was smaller than
He
that.
might be like a 19.
so it's somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
It's a large fella.
But yeah,
Damn.
Oh.
I don't know how we got here, but I'm glad you brought that
Beer.
up.
We're talking beer.
We're talking beer. Yeah, I'm not a huge beer guy. I don't think it's the best move. I definitely don't think it's the best move for the summer. Definitely don't think it's the best move for boats, which is I think is what we're going to get into is how the boat plays. Having your own boat, not a move for me. I feel like if you want to own a boat, you should be able to hire somebody to take care of said boat or really love taking care of things that are basically dumping money into the ocean.
Yeah.
It seems that way to me, but I fucking love the boat and the lake, and I will get the most shit faced on a boat of anywhere on the planet.
it's like it's the inner ear thing. You lose your sense of like solid ground gravity,
That's true.
and I think it kind of amplifies your buzz.
We always called it the lake monster. Like or like when we floated the river, it was the river monster, and it's just like you're done. You're tired. You have to go home and go to bed afterward. You're not making it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're just out there in the sun. And I imagine you're a wakeboard guy. Do you like doing the water sports stuff?
A little bit, man. So I was I didn't do that stuff growing up, but I enjoy wakeboarding, a little wake surfing. I'm not like good at it. I'm not good enough at it that it's like it's not impressive. So I just kind of like keep it to myself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. Like Connor did basic shit.
He stood up.
Yay!
That's cool.
Like he kind of jumped awake almost.
Yeah. The wake surfing is the most fun to me. Like wakeboarding, like there's no point to me because it's like I'm just getting pulled. I'm not doing any dope jumps.
Yeah.
And like I know the person, like people on the boat watching me, they're just like, oh, cool, you're going back and forth. It's like, yeah, you're not. But at wake surfing is cool because you can at least kind of get like a sensation and look like you know what you're doing.
When you're close enough to the boat too, where you can like interact with people. It's a way more interactive form of play on the boat. But I feel like that's not really the move with most people don't use their boats for that in that capacity.
Yeah, that actually, I think we've established that the only thing better than having a boat is having friends with boats. But if you had, just the money to buy a boat, do you have to go ski boat because it looks tight, or is the move to really go like pontoon boat that fits more people?
That's tough. Or even like the sailboat. The sailboat's very cool.
The sailboat.
Oh man, I don't know about
on like Lake Austin though.
Dude, I think sailboats are tight.
Sailboats are tight. I just don't think that's the move for Lake Austin.
Okay,
not for trying to get.
I'm thinking about. Yeah. You guys are talking. Okay.
You're trying. You're. I mean, if you're wearing your button down fucking collar, drinking wine and shit on a sailboat,
spritzer, Tommy Bahama wearing ass. No, I think you're right. I think you have to go ski boat, even if you're not
for the look.
For the look, just so people think that maybe at some point you might pull out the wakeboard and be that cool dude.
It's interesting because it's like you think about like all the tie-ups and like cool boats out there, and it's like pontoon's way more practical, but man, the ski boat looks tighter.
Yeah, it's like if no one gets stoked to like walk like, hey man, you're coming out of a boat and like you don't have any other details, and you walk down as a pontoon boat, you're like, all right, and like I don't know, dude, they are super practical, and I have a lot of friends that have them in addition to ski boats, where it's like, all right, I grew up on the lake, so. The pontoon boat's a solid move, but sometimes I was like, I'll just take the Sea-Doo. And no one, just for myself, looks way more cool. But I don't know. The wakeboard boat has the capacity to do all the things. A pontoon boat can really only do one thing.
That's true.
And it doesn't. And this, I think the speaker systems that have come on like Mastercraft wakeboard boats are absolutely insane.
They do seem to put a heavy priority on how good the music plays on those boats, and that's like that's the biggest thing when you're out there is you have to have like rocking speakers.
If you're just blaring straight treble,
oh god, no.
Dude, you gotta go.
You're playing. Okay, this is the boat. That's the do's and don'ts of the boat day at the lake. Okay. If you're tying up, we're going out. We're tying up. We're going Hell's Gate if you're at PK or Devil's Cove here at Lake Travis or Lake Austin, whatever. Like, if you're blaring Skrillex on your fucking speakers, I want to sink your boat. I want to sink your boat with you on it. It's like the worst. It's so obnoxious. Like, get over yourself. In my opinion.
What do you plan? Well, I mean, some tie-ups are like that. They get that vibe though.
The goal. Here's what you want to do. This is best case scenario.
It's not my choice. I'm not playing Skrillex.
When you're doing the tie-up, your boat has some kind of like dope yacht rock mix going. Like you might have some Hornsby, you might have some Christopher Cross. You got some Hall & Oates. But the boat, one of the boats you tied up to, has the complete polar opposite. They've got the party stuff going. They've got the Ariana Grande, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, they got that stuff, and you can just kind of slowly turn yours down, and as the more you want to turn up, and depending on who your crew is, then you just you follow their lead. But if it's too much, you can turn yours back up. You can throw whatever yacht rock you got blaring on. That would be my move.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the boat that comes in blaring like Yin Yang Twins.
Okay.
That's
my boat.
That's your boat.
That's your move.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just like I'm pulling up and I'm playing like Salt Shaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great track.
You're like wedding hip hop. The mix like things that everybody knows.
Yeah.
See, I feel like my move is coming there, and I'm not going too loud. I want to keep it. I want to say current and not showy. You know what is it? I think just to pull hip hop lyrics. I don't want to have to flex to be acknowledged.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I want to roll in there Logic, maybe a little ASAP Ferg.
Okay.
I think that's something like that. Something like that's the move. Where it's like, oh, what is that? That's a sick track. It's like, but it's not loud enough that it's like in your face.
You're talking like Imagine Dragons. Are you not talking about that?
No. Imagine that's no.
Well, it's AWOL Nation.
AWOL Nation.
Can you imagine rolling up to like just a tie up like Hell's Gate or whatever, and you just like blare? What's the Sail song? And people are like, "Oh shit!"
Well, dude, I had a really interesting experience at Possum Kingdom Lake. Like, it's probably 3 years ago. where we had gone to Hell's Gate on our boat, which is like a pretty standard, like not that cool ski boat, whatever. And there's this boat had a stripper pole and was blaring like Nickelback and Kid Rock, but primarily Nickelback for 2 hours.
Okay.
Loud as shit. Right. So we're in this situation. We're in Hell's Gate, which is like basically it's a beautiful place, like cliffs everywhere, boats tied up. I think it was Labor Day or 4th of July or something like that. And it's awesome. So we're having a great time. So I go back to our lake house, which is like the other side of the lake, in a little cove. And we have like a cove within a cove where our little spot is. And I convince everybody, a couple of us were down, there's 5 of us, to take LSD. Right, for the first, it was everybody's first time except for mine. It's my second time, and it was low. It was like a medium-sized dose. It was on like a gummy bear, so it's not as good as like if you do a proper like 100, 200 micrograms, right? But just the fact that these people were down to take it was like really great, and it was a really controlled environment. So we take these gummies. One of the girls is like super nervous, but like also kind of excited. You could tell it's like the craziest thing she's ever done, and it was a very mild experience. We're all out, like there was 5 of us on 3 floaties, like pool floaties, in this cove, kind of arm in arm, like floating, right? And the water is kind of like, it just sounds cool and it looks really nice. And the clouds are tripping out, and or not the clouds, the stars, like reflecting off the water. It's really nice, you know. And we're out there for I think no one talked for like 45 minutes. Great experience, really, really perfect. And then all of a sudden, like out coming from the main lake area, we just hear fucking Nickelback like out in the distance, and we're like, the fuck is? And everybody's kind of looking around. No one said anything for a while. We're looking around. And then it gets louder and louder. And this is like 5 hours later, right? This is like at night. And this fucking boat rolls by, still playing Nickelback. Somebody's still on the stripper pole right by my place, which is, the odds of that are incredible. And like docks down the way, like 3 houses down. I was like, these people just like, we couldn't help but just like lost our shit. It was so funny.
Now, did the Nickelback enhance your experience?
We just couldn't stop laughing. Like it was like this like crazy white trash boat with somebody on the stripper pole. Looked like it had to have so many diseases, just like cruising all over it. It was disgusting. It was perfectly on brand for them, and I'm really happy for them that they were having a great time. But it was funny that that was the topic of conversation the entire day. This boat would not quit blaring Nickelback. Like it was actually ruining people's time. Everybody's like, God, come on, dude, never again. It's just like going so hard. Like, oh, the whole collection. It was great.
I take issue with something you said. You said it was a very controlled environment. Is PK ever controlled like on Labor Day or 4th of July?
Yeah, I mean we were controlled in our little place. I would not have given them LSD at Hell's Gate. That would have been a bad idea. We were at home.
I was gonna say, dude, that sounds awful.
No, that I would enjoy that. And I would probably dose you with LSD without telling you in that environment, because out of love for you.
Like that's illegal.
I don't think it's ever legal.
Are these gummy bears that you're referring to? Is that what we're like? You know that we hear the term microdosing a lot. Was that a microdose or was it like full on?
Recreational dose.
Okay.
So it's in between.
Okay.
Like a microdose is like 10 micrograms.
Okay.
Something like 75 or 100 is when you start to like have like visual effects.
Okay.
200 is like a full that's like 2 hits. Like 100 micrograms is a hit.
Okay.
And like microdosing is not noticeable.
You won't hallucinate.
Yeah, you won't have any visuals or anything like that. It's like more neurological.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like like you say, like a recreational dose, like a mushroom recreational dose, like in between hallucinogen and microdose.
Okay.
Where like you can feel it and it's kind of fun, but it's not like you do a full dose of LSD and you try to text on your phone, like the letters on your phone are like bouncing off the screens. It's so fun though. It's a really fun experience. I don't condone it to do illegally ever. But if you did, it's generally a good time. Don't be around people that you don't like, because they will get super annoying.
Yeah, that's what you always hear.
Good note.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about like a drug like LSD. You're relying on somebody for the proper dosage, and it's not regulated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's obviously you shouldn't be doing it unless it's with somebody you trust, and like hopefully that person has somebody that they get it from, that they like, I've used this guy or girl and I trust them. But like, you know, that would be just a nightmare. Somebody's first time, they think they're getting a microdose, and the next thing I know, it's like, oh no.
Well, the thing about LSD is really fun. It's a great late drug if you're going to do that. Again, not condoning this or saying you should, but if you did, because it lasts like 7 or 8 hours.
Wow.
right? So you got like 3 hours of like real LSD type experience, right? And then come down to that. The bad thing about LSD is that it lasts for 7 hours, 8 hours.
I was going to say it's probably the biggest detractor for me. Like it's something that I would like. It sounds interesting to experiment with and try out. It's like that length, the duration, the length of time, like kind of scares me away.
Yeah, but it's an investment. It's an investment. If you're with people, if you're on, and even on a boat, like I wouldn't have it be the best first time, but it would be it's something that's really fun to do. Mushrooms are so much better for that kind of thing, but the thing about mushrooms is that they kind of make you like tired sometimes. They're like not social, but they don't last as long. A little easier to control, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean it's funny to think about that. But at like a party weekend, like a 4th of July, like that would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the biggest thing too about like getting too shit faced on a boat is actually really dangerous.
Yeah.
Like full on. Like that's one of the things. That's why I prefer. That's honestly why I prefer like hallucinogens to drinking. It's like I can control this way easier than like I'm not gonna be like just sliding off and like smashing my head on the side of the boat and drowning. Like that's you know what I mean. Like that happens. That shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It does.
But now they scared everybody off.
Be careful out there.
Are you when you're doing something like that? Are you drinking as well, or is it just
Not much.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
See, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the best thing about it. Like a half a hit of LSD, like at 4 p.m. before like whatever before you're gonna go out. You're done by 11 or 1, and you don't drink that much. Like just drinking Topo Chico or Waterloos, and it's like I'll get them in a glass. It looks like I'm drinking, and it's fucking. That's the move. Feeling great the next day.
You know, I'm a 1 beer guy now.
You're a 1 beer guy, dude. We gotta get you on some drugs. We gotta get you in the drug game. I think you're a low key drug guy. You just don't know it. I don't know if you say that or not. Like you don't have the haircut for it, but I think that like that deep down you've got the urge.
Maybe.
Everybody's been saying that about Dave recently.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the word on the street.
Yeah.
People have been DMing me, asking me. No, you know, I'm
People
definitely
call it-
fast. I listen to enough Rogan by now you'd think, you know, I'm 3 or 4 years into the Joe Rogan experience. You'd think I would already fist bump God after
Yeah.
taking DMT.
I'm gonna start calling you DMT Dave.
DMT, I don't know if that's gonna. I don't want that to stick.
Dude, DMT Dave's over there taking a nap.
Like my Hunter S. Thompson like routine. It's like DMT, chocolate cocoa puffs, you know, fruity cocoa pebbles or whatever, kicks, milk, more DMT. Then he writes for 2 hours. Tequila, has a couple Daves, more DMT. It's like, damn, this Dave dude's hardcore.
Dude, smoking DMT 3 times one day would be such a trip. Throughout the go and do the rest.
Are
of
there
your stuff.
people who get addicted to DMT? They're like, God, that was just so awesome. I got to do it again tomorrow night.
I think if that happens, you die pretty quickly.
Really?
Not because you're just like, I don't like this world anymore. I'm out, and you
Mm-hmm.
figure out some way.
Because
Yeah.
you never hear about like, oh man, he's got a bad DMT problem. Well, maybe it's because it's hard to get.
It's not. Well, it's also not. It's not technically addictive. It's just it's aggressive. It's a pretty crazy experience. Like it definitely alters your view of reality. But if you're a normal functioning person, like that's not a street drug. You know, there's not like a DMT epidemic in Detroit.
Right.
It's like if you're doing that, you probably are a relative. You have enough like the wherewithal to first off source it and find it and not be an idiot. Like you know, it's like if you're an idiot, you're doing like salvia and shit. Like, but if you want to,
Sure.
yeah. So DMT is one of those things where it's like you have to actually have had some kind of the capacity to just locate and do it. So you having to put yourself like essentially getting blown to pieces and put like in your consciousness blown to pieces and put it back together, like that's pretty energetically expensive. So you don't want to do that too often. So it's
What
like
about, you done it? Have you had your consciousness blown to
No,
pieces?
I have not experienced a new world order in reality.
Oh damn.
I think these guys need to go straight ayahuasca.
We've talked about this.
I know, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up because we need to like you need to have a company retreat down to Peru.
Oh my God.
Madison's been talking about it.
I'm sure he has.
He hasn't.
I
I
bel-
made that up.
I'm sure he will. He's probably like listening to this, nodding his head, like, actually,
Actually,
we've budgeted for this in 2019.
Hell yeah.
that'd be dope.
Mm.
Well, guys, this has been a fun little summer guide.
Yes, it has.
Has been. Where can everybody find you guys out in the world?
Oh man, you can hit me on the social mediums.
Where?
God damn it. Nobody's gonna get that. That's a bit that I do, is calling them the social mediums. I know that the plural is media. Just FYI, you know,
You got some-
might
you
have
got
a
some-
new audience. Might have a new audience
The
here. so-
cocklers are going to listen to this.
Yeah,
Is that what y'all are calling them?
That's the Clam Fam.
Clam fam.
Yes. It's at Barrett Dudley. 2 R's, 2 T's, and Barrett. Instagram and Twitter. Give me a follow.
Boom.
Well, you can find me at dcarterruff on Twitter and Snap, at dcruff on Instagram. Find me there. And if you guys are going to enjoy Dave's or El Dave's this weekend, enjoy it responsibly. That's all that I ask. And thank you for having us. This has
been
great.
fun, man. It's a nice little chill episode. We'll have to get you guys on here again soon.
It's a road show for you. You came onto our turf.
No, dude.
You dealt with our hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, just hanging out. Love hanging out over here. It's great.
It's definitely great.
Hey,
Keeps me out of the sun.
If anybody's just around Austin, has a boat, and wants to, have 3 cool dudes on your boat.
That's how this started. We were talking, and I was like lamenting the fact that I don't know anybody who's got a boat. And they're like, well, we kind of do. And I was just like, shit, well, someone invite us.
I had a boat guy, but it's been like since 2012,
Oh, you can't hit him up now.
No,
No, dude, that's just needy.
Yeah.
You gotta get invited. You can't invite yourself on a boat.
No,
you
absolutely
get
not.
to the boat.
Exactly. And we just, we kind of like lost touch, and that was my boat connect.
Man, I remember the days of like, it's June. You're like, all right, I don't have any 4th plans yet. I got to put out the feelers to the boat guys.
You got to start like,
You got to start
I would hate
early.
to be the boat guy then.
Oh, can you
It's
imagine?
like having a party house in college.
That's why having the boat is not technically ideal.
No. And if you have to have an assistant and a boat guy for you. Like you have to hire a boat guy.
Boat
have
guy
a personal
is huge.
assistant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take care of a boat.
Yeah.
That's right. And also, y'all host some podcasts that I'm a huge fan of Oysters, Clams, and Cockles.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones podcast.
So I co-host a podcast with Ross Bolin. It's about Game of Thrones. It's called Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. We're currently doing a rewatch of the entire series up to its current point, and that's to get us prepared as possible for the last season.
Very nice.
We've got a Grandex Labs feed, which has a bunch of random stuff on it. But I'm hosting a weekly podcast right now with producer Micah called Jersday, and that's talking about the New Jersey Shore reunion show.
Very nice.
So those are my potties.
You can find me at Touching Base. I am a Touching Base co-host. Connor, you've been on there.
Yeah.
A couple times, right?
I think just once. I've had you guys on once, and I've been on once.
Yeah, we've done that, and Barrett's been on there a few times too. And that's the only one I'm currently on. But let me plug some of the other Grandex Labs podcasts. We got, in addition to Jersey, we've got the Dadgum podcast.
Oh yeah, I was a guest on the Dadgum podcast this morning. Actually.
It's a good one. That's Kyle
Very
and
nice.
Pete, PGP writers. If you're a parent, or you aspire to be a parent, or you just like 2 cool dudes talking about stuff, listen to that. That's a great one. And Touching Base too. I didn't describe it because it's like, what do I even say about Touching Base? It's me, Dylan, and Will.
Touching Base is one long inside joke. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, it is.
That's a great way to describe it.
It's a very accurate description.
It's just a lot of inside bits that if you either really, really like it or you don't.
It would only take listen to one episode. You probably need 2 episodes to like catch on to the bits. And
Yeah, the bits don't last that long.
And then you're in.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
Once you're in, you can't get out.
You can't get out.
Yeah.
Can't escape us.
You have to get jumped by Dylan, Dave, and Will.
We'll just send Will to get you.
Yeah.
We'll send Will. And,
yeah. You got to get jumped out if you want to stop listening.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you
Thanks,
next
man.
time.
Thanks, Connor.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out, guys. That is our show for today. If you love the show, go over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review, leave some kind words, and subscribe to some of these Grandex podcasts, man. These have been really, really fun. Super stoked to have these guys local here in Austin, Texas, and have the ability to go over there and hang out, shoot the shit. I hope that you enjoy your summer, enjoy your lake time. I hope you're looking good. Express yourself through your clothes. Don't go around looking like a goddamn jabroni. We don't have time for that shit. Get the most out of it. And if you want to hang out online interactively, interactively and digitally, is that even a thing? I don't know, whatever. Fuck it. Go to the Realness community on Facebook, search the Realness community, request access. I'll let you in. We're doing Facebook Lives. We're doing Q&As. We're just expressing ourselves, guys. Deep expression. We'll see y'all next time. Much love. Peace out. Later.